Sponsored by Local Touch Online, a free online magazine that has an exclusive article by Pop Culture Geekery every month.
Hi, this is Sarah from Pop Culture Geekery, and today we're going to be doing a playthrough of Rap Godz, made by the Board Game Brothas and released through Kickstarter. We're going to give you a view of the board here, and then we're going to start with a little bit of setup. You're going to deal 2 Rappers cards to each player and 2 Cities cards to each player. And each player will have to select one city and one rapper that they're going to play with. So here Joe has chosen his rapper and his city card. And on the rapper card, you're going to want to pay attention to the card category bonus. Each rapper can get extra rewards for getting cards in their category, and they also have a rapper ability and a rapper goal, which can get you even more cool stuff that will help you win. And then on the city card at the bottom, those are your starting rapper resources. So like Joe's gonna start with 3 creds, 2 skills, and 1 street. So we're gonna take those starting resources, and we're going to go over to the record player over here, and here with your cubes you're going to mark those resources. So Joe is the gray color right now that we're marking his resources, and the others are me and Shannon. Each player should have chosen a city card now, and now you're going to get tokens to match those city cards. So you're going to have 3 or 4 tokens to put on the board based on the number of players. And here we have our 3 tokens out matching our cards. We have Memphis, and we have Philadelphia, and we have Houston. Each of these also has a goal that you can try to reach by the end of the game for extra points. So here we're going to set up the goals tokens. The top gold token is always going to be the champ. Then you're going to add 1 goals token per player. So we'll have a total of 4 goals tokens if you have 3 players, and 5 goals tokens if you have 4 players. Each token allows you to possibly earn points for the end of the game, which are called plaques. So in this game we have the champ, First Blood, Ouchie, and Diversify as our goals that we're trying to get to earn extra points. These are the come-ups cards, and you can trade 3 of the regular cards in your hand to get one of these cards, which are more powerful. And they get you resources, and they get you plaques for the end of the game. You're going to want to put out 1 more than the number of players you have, so that's why we have placed 4 out here, because we have 3 players. Here we only used come-ups cards from the come-ups 1 deck because we are setting up for the first round of the game, and there is a deck to match each round of the game. At the beginning of the game, you're going to deal 5 album 1 cards to each player. Again, there are different album cards to match the different rounds of the game, which is why we're using the album 1 cards here. You also have to look at your rapper abilities because it may change the number of cards you start with. This is Joe's hand of cards. If you look at the first card on the left there, you're going to see a lock with a cred symbol by it. This means he needs to have 4 creds before he's able to play this card. And on all the cards, if you look in the upper left hand side, then that's going to tell you the resources and the plaques that you'll get by playing that card. These are the plaques, which are the points in the game. So we have platinum worth 25 points, the gold worth 5 points, and the bronze worth 1 point each. You start your turn by drawing a card from the album 1 deck, or you can spend 3 cards from your hand to take a come-ups card instead, which are the cards located on this side of the board. After that, you're going to play a card on your timeline or start beef by playing a beef card. So it's now Joe's turn, and he's choosing to draw a card from the album 1 deck. That's going to go in his hand. So Joe adds his card to his hand, which is face up on the table so you can see it, and he chooses a card he's going to play. And that card, he just has to create a timeline that he's going to play that card on. Of course, this is his first card right now, so he's just placing it in front of him. Then we're going to look and see how many plaques and resources he gets. Here he gets 3 plaques. So there are 3 plaques, and then he's going to get 2 skills. So over on the record, we're going to move his skills cube 2 spaces. When each player has taken a turn, that is the end of the first track, and you're going to move to the second track. So now it's Joe's second turn, and he's going to start by drawing an album card again. And then he's going to put that card into his hand, which is face up so you can see it. And he's choosing another card to play, and he's moved his timeline over closer here so you can see it. So that's his career timeline he's placing it on. And as you see, it forms a nice gold chain in the corner. He's going to get 2 plaques for playing that card, and he also gets 2 creds. So instead of drawing an album card, Shannon has chose to discard 3 of his cards from his hand to get a come-ups card. And you're going to immediately replace any come-ups card that is taken. Shannon chose a card to play here that's just going to give him 4 streets. So he's going to move his cube and he runs into a pickups token. A pickups token will give you a special ability to use once at any time during the game after that. So here I have earned the Diversify goal for being the first player to have all 5 colors in my timeline. So I'm going to take the goal token, and here you can see all of the colors in my timeline. And I'm also going to get 10 plaques worth of points. Here Joe is starting his turn again. He's going to choose a album card, and happens to be a beef card, which are the red cards. He's choosing to start beef with me playing the card, and here is my wonderful reaction. And to start beef with another player, you're going to roll the red beef die and your own die against them. Then they're going to roll their die in response, and whichever player rolls the highest number on a single die is the winner of the beef challenge. The loser of the beef challenge gets the beef card and put in front of them on their timeline. And that's not good because it actually gives you negatives. Then the winner of the beef challenge also takes a beef cube. And they get the resources that the other player loses from that card. And the plaques. Now here, Shannon's using his Rapper's ability, which is once per album he can choose an opponent, and if they have a gray card, he can take it. So he's taking my gray card, and he also covered up that box on his card to show that he's used it for this album. And then he takes that card and puts it straight in his own timeline. So here we've just finished the 5th track. So we're going to move the crossfader back to track 1. And when you finish 5 tracks, then you've finished an album. So we're going to move to album 2. Now I'm going to pass the Rap Godz medallion to Shannon now, because Shannon has the most skills. And the person with the most skills gets that for album 2. That means that they're going to start the round. And you're also going to refresh your rapper's abilities for this round. For album 2, you're going to clear out all your Come-Ups 1 cards and just put those back in the pile. And you're going to replace them with Come-Ups 2 cards. You set up for album 2 by drawing album 2 cards from the top of the deck until you have a total of 5 cards in your hand. So here, Joe still had 2 from the first album, so we added 3 cards, so he has 5 cards in his hand. Oops, we missed this, but earlier, Joe won the first beef challenge, so he gets first blood, this goal, and then he also gets the plaque for the 5 points. It's Joe's turn, and he's choosing to discard 3 of his album cards this turn, and he's going to use that to get a come-ups card. And Joe is going to choose to play this same card in his career timeline. Looking at it, he gets 12 creds. So here we are, moving him. And then he also passed over one of these pickups tokens. So he gets to keep that pickup token now as well for future use. Now we have reached album 3. And we are going to set up for the next round by replacing the come-ups cards again. This time with come-ups 3 cards. When you finish the 5th track of the 3rd album, then that is the end of the game and it's time for scoring. Here, our first token was Memphis, and Joe and I actually tied for the least pink cards. So we both got 7 because it gets divided in half and rounded down. And had the most pink cards, so he earned Philadelphia and gets 10 plaques worth of points. Houston goes to the player who has the least blue cards in their timeline. So here we're looking at Joe's timeline, and he's counting to find out that he does not have the least blue cards in his timeline. I do, though, so I get the city Houston, and I also get 15 plaques. Now you're going to dish out points for the remaining goals. The champ goal is for those who have the most beef cubes at the end of the game. Joe and Shannon both had 3 beef cubes at the end of the game, so they split the points and each end up getting 5 plaques worth of points. Next, you're going to look at your card category bonus. Now here, Joe is going to get 2 plaques for each yellow card in his timeline. So he goes to look at his timeline, and here he has 1, 2, 3, 4 yellow cards. 4 times 2 points is 8. Here Joe is getting 10 because he didn't add correctly, but he's supposed to get 8 points. But in the end, it was okay that Joe counted wrong, because I won anyway. And I won with 104 points. 104, yay!